Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 6:30. A public hearing begins today for a Vancouver police officer who was caught on camera pushing a disabled woman to the ground. Greg Harper joins us live from the courthouse in downtown Vancouver with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, this is a controversial incident for sure. Constable Taylor Robinson was originally charged with assault, but that charge was later dropped. Instead, he received a 2-day suspension. This incident was captured by a surveillance camera 4 years ago now. The video shows Robinson pushing Sandy Davidson to the sidewalk in the downtown east side. Davidson lives with cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, and arthritis. The BC Police Complaints Commission found the level of punishment Robinson received to be inadequate. Robinson has now admitted to misconduct, which will likely shorten the proceedings.
I don't think any complainant should ever have to go through the process that she has had to go through. So one of the things we hoped would be addressed at the public hearing is what went wrong. Why did it take us 4 years? I'm not sure now that that's really going to be answered.
This hearing is expected to begin just after 9 o'clock this morning. Jody?
Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live for us from downtown Vancouver this hour. The coroner's inquest into the death of a Mexican national awaiting deportation at Vancouver International Airport last December is expected to wrap up today. The recommendations made by the jury aren't binding, but they are expected to be directed towards the Canada Border Services Agency and BC Corrections. Lucia Jimenez died in the hospital days after she was found hanging in a holding cell while in CBSA custody. It has been standing room only at the court in Burnaby, where the inquest is taking place. We should know in the next couple of days whether the tent city at Vancouver's Oppenheimer Park can stand. After granting protesters time to prepare, a judge will hear arguments on the City of Vancouver's application for an injunction. Homeless and social housing activists have been occupying the park since July. They've demanded better long-term housing options from the city. Politicians will be back at the BC legislature in Victoria this morning for a rare fall session. Under normal circumstances, the government has one throne speech a year to outline its plans and priorities. We just had one in February, but now the government is going to end the current session of the legislature, meaning all bills not already passed will die. That also means a new throne speech with a new list of priorities. The opposition leader has his own view on why this is happening.
We've had a singular fixation on liquefied natural gas at the expense of other sectors of the economy, and now we're going to have a throne speech about, you guessed it, liquefied natural gas. Not a penny has come to the Treasury as a result of this grand policy that was announced during the election to be debt-free. We've increased the debt, in fact, faster than at any time in BC's history.
The legislature will sit until November 27th. The Liberal government's LNG policies are expected to dominate debate. Members of Parliament are set to debate a motion today that would send Canada to war in Iraq. The motion is expected to pass because of the Tories' majority in the House of Commons, but it won't get the support of either opposition party. The NDP and the Liberals say Canada should instead take on a bigger humanitarian role in this crisis. The motion would see Canada contribute fighter jets to the U.S.-led coalition carrying out airstrikes against Islamic extremists in Iraq for up to 6 months. Another child has been diagnosed with enterovirus D68, bringing the total to 9 cases in BC. But the BC Centre for Disease Control says our province has not seen an increase in severe respiratory illness or any unusual clusters of the virus. There have been several new cases stateside, and over the weekend, a 4-year-old boy died from the illness in New Jersey. The virus usually causes only mild cold symptoms, but a small number of cases have also led to paralysis. The coroner and Ridge Meadows RCMP are handling a train-related death. A woman was killed yesterday afternoon at the CP rail tracks on 203rd Street in Maple Ridge. It's still unclear exactly what happened. Investigators were on scene interviewing witnesses as police tried to notify the woman's family. An investigation continues into a deadly crash between a cyclist and pedestrian in downtown Vancouver. It happened Friday afternoon in Stanley Park, not far from the totem poles. The 71-year-old pedestrian later died of his injuries. The 57-year-old cyclist remained at the scene and cooperated with investigators. Vancouver's dragon boaters will be getting a nice new storage facility after the old one was severely damaged by a weekend fire. The blaze broke out early yesterday at the storage trailer off False Creek. The flames destroyed at least 10 canoes, life jackets, paddles, and other equipment. Damage is estimated in the tens of thousands of dollars. The cause is under investigation.
Already we've had tweets and people getting back to us saying our teams are ready to help, just say the word. So we're very grateful. It's a big and very active community that dragon boats and paddles, so we're very grateful to them, and we're asking people to stay tuned for news of a fundraiser.
The storage trailer has been broken into in the past, but this is the first fire. The city has approved plans for a bigger, more secure boathouse in time for next year's Summer Dragon Boat Festival.